Welcome to WID, helping millions understand the money behind America's biggest stories. Because every dollar has a story, and today we're decoding this one. Seriously, we're going to unpack a topic today that affects quite literally every single one of us.
So, what if I told you that doing exactly what your parents taught you about saving money could actually quietly make you poorer? I know, it sounds crazy. But for generations, we were all told the exact same thing. Work hard, save your money, put it in the bank. And hey, that advice wasn't wrong. But today, it just might not be enough. Millions of incredibly hardworking people are watching this invisible thief, inflation, slowly eat away at the purchasing power of the cash sitting in their low-interest bank accounts. Look, if this sounds familiar, you need to know you are not making reckless decisions. Not at all. You're just operating on advice that hasn't quite kept up with today's financial reality.
Section 1. The Great Saving Myth. The Invisible Thief of Purchasing Power.
Imagine a young couple, right? They're carefully saving cash every single month, doing everything by the book, putting money away for 5 whole years just to buy a house. And they feel super proud of that discipline, as they should. But their $10,000 basically hasn't grown at all in a traditional savings account. The purchasing power is just flat. And meanwhile, the cost of an actual home has completely skyrocketed over that exact same 5-year period. It is so frustrating, and it completely validates how so many of us feel right now. You aren't doing anything wrong. You're just using an outdated operating system where inflation quietly eats away at your hard-earned progress. Okay, so here's the absolutely crucial distinction we have to make. Saving is all about protecting your cash for the short term. Investing, on the other hand, is about growing your wealth for the long term, and you absolutely need both. But, the biggest mistake beginners make actually isn't picking the wrong investment. No, it's putting their cash in the completely wrong place to begin with.
Section 2. Where Cash Actually Belongs. Upgrading Your Accounts.
So, not all bank accounts are created equal. And honestly, every single dollar you hold needs a specific job description if you want to maximize your future. First up, we've got the checking account. It's super liquid, meaning you can grab that cash instantly, but it pays virtually zero interest. Its best use? Just paying your everyday monthly bills. Then there's the traditional savings account. Also very liquid, very low risk, but again, the interest you earn is just tiny. But then, check out the high-yield savings account, or HYSA. This thing is the absolute sweet spot for short-term cash. It has the same low risk as traditional savings. You can still easily get to your money, but it pays a significantly higher interest rate. This is exactly where your emergency fund should live.
There's this quote I love. Many people treat their savings account like a museum. Money goes in and rarely does anything interesting. It's kind of funny, but man, it is incredibly true. Letting your cash just sit there gathering dust in a low-interest account is such a huge missed opportunity. Your money shouldn't be some boring museum exhibit. It needs to be out there actually working for you.
Section 3. The True Wealth Engine. Investing for Beginners. All right, so once your short-term cash is safe and sound in a high-yield savings account, it is time to look at long-term investing. Now, I know the stock market can seem super intimidating because it fluctuates, it goes up, it goes down, but that's just the fundamental concept of risk versus reward. You're basically accepting some short-term bumps in exchange for the reward of long-term growth. And here's the secret. Index funds and ETFs are just a simple way to invest in a massive, diversified basket of stocks all at once. You don't have to sit there stressing and guessing which individual company is going to win or lose. Let's just completely remove the intimidation factor right now. This is definitely not about financial hype, and it is for sure not a get-rich-quick scheme.
This right here is diversification in action. Think of an ETF like a pie sliced into different segments. You've got some tech, some healthcare, some retail. It gives you this incredibly broad exposure to the entire economy while keeping your costs really low. It's safe, it's steady. But the absolute wealthiest long-term investors out there usually share one surprisingly boring habit. And that habit? It's a 10-year mindset, patience. When you look out over 10 years or more, you unlock the real wealth engine, which is compound growth. See, compound growth doesn't reward you for perfectly timing the market. It rewards your time in the market. It's basically this magical mathematical process where your money makes money
And then get this, that new money makes even more money.
Section 4. The Psychology of Wealth, Mastering Your Mindset.
But hey, understanding the math is really only half the battle. We're human, right? We naturally feel fear, we get FOMO, we get this overwhelming urge to panic sell the second we see a red arrow on our screen. And those emotions, they can quietly destroy your long-term wealth if you let them. So I really want you to take this to heart. Checking your investment balance every hour won't make it grow any faster. It may only increase your stress. Honestly, as a friend, let me just tell you, compound growth is literally one of the only things in life that rewards you for doing absolutely nothing. Patience pays off. Set up your plan and then just go live your life. You're going to sleep so much better at night. It's honestly incredibly easy to fall into these everyday traps. Things like waiting forever because you mistakenly think you need a ton of money to start, or chasing trendy, hot investments instead of just relying on boring, steady index funds, ignoring high fees, making emotional trades, forgetting to diversify. Look, avoiding these simple little traps is way more important than trying to find the quote-unquote perfect investment strategy.
Section 5. The Housing Connection, Anchoring Your Goals. So why do we actually care about all of this? Well, because it anchors to our real-life goals. Whether that's building up a down payment, improving your family's financial resilience, or finally getting ready for home ownership. Yes, investing involves risk, but when you align it with your own personal timeline, it's the bridge that gets you to those deeply emotional goals. Consistency almost always beats perfection, and your financial education, it compounds over time too. If you take anything away from this explainer today, let it be hope. You are definitely not too late. You can absolutely take control of this. It's all about long-term thinking and the amazing freedom that comes with true financial confidence.
Section 6. Your Practical Beginner Roadmap, a step-by-step action plan.
We really want to move you out of financial confusion and into total empowerment. So here is your action plan. Step 1. Build that emergency fund. Get that cash out of the museum and into a high-yield savings account. Step 2, pay down any high-interest debt because honestly, that is just a guaranteed return on your money. And step 3, invest consistently. Once your foundation is completely set, start putting money into diversified index funds based on your specific time horizon. It really is that straightforward. Now, I'd absolutely love to hear from you. What is the very first step you're going to take after watching this explainer? Are you finally going to build that emergency fund? Are you going to move your savings out of that boring museum account? Or maybe you're going to learn a bit more about investing. Let us know in the comments. Seriously, your decision to take action today might be the exact spark that inspires somebody else to take control of their own financial future.
So, if inflation never sleeps, can you really afford to let your cash keep sleeping in a museum? Remember, every dollar has a story, and now you know this one. See you in the next decode.
WID, Wealth in Depth. Every dollar has a story.